Welcome to the tutorial on investigating the veracity of your interviewees' statements. This tutorial will discuss how to determine whether your interviewees are telling you the truth and why that's something you should always consider after you conduct an interview. Journalists have a responsibility to the public to report accurate information. No matter the source of that information, journalists are supposed to research the accuracy of it. While that idea is not a surprising one, a lot of new journalists often forget to follow through with that research after conducting an interview. They might not see a reason why someone would lie to them, they might not have a feeling someone is being dishonest, or they might completely trust the knowledge or experience of their interviewee. However, when you conclude an interview, that should be a sign that it is now your turn to act like a detective and determine whether all the information you were told was accurate. That way, you will know what to report to your readers and what not to report. At the end of the day, it's your reputation as an accurate investigative reporter that's on the line, which is why you need to take this extra step after you conduct an interview. Unfortunately, nobody is perfect. People, even your most reliable interviewees, will mess up from time to time by giving you inaccurate information. That's why it's your responsibility to investigate the statements you were told during an interview to verify their truthfulness. That way, the public will be able to trust your reporting and will read your stories regularly. This is one of the simplest ways for a journalist to build a following of readers and build trust with those readers. There are 4 key steps involved in investigating your interviewee's statements: doubt, detect, discern, and demand. We're going to take a look at each of these steps individually so you'll know exactly how to go about verifying the information you've received from an interviewee. The first step is to be doubtful of any unsupported statements. Therefore, you don't want to just ask your interviewee for information, which of course you will ask him about, but you also want to ask your interviewee for affirmation or proof of what he's saying. Until that proof is presented, or until you find it yourself by doing some additional research, be skeptical of what you are told. Don't be pessimistic and assume the information is a lie, but make sure all the puzzle pieces fit together perfectly with your research and with what other interviewees have told you. The second step is to detect any gaps in stories or any lies by conducting plenty of research on your own outside of the interview to know when information you are given is inaccurate. Also, be sure that you are using your research skills to close the gaps on assertions. If there are any assertions in your stories, whether they are your assertions or your interviewee's assertions, you will want to research supporting evidence to turn those assertions into facts. You can then hyperlink to that supporting evidence so that your readers see your information is factual, not opinionated. After all, that's why there's a separate column in a newspaper for an op-ed than there is for a news story. The third step is to be discerning. As a journalist, you need to think critically about what you're told in an interview and all the information you've compiled on a topic. In order to report the story fairly, you need to research all relevant perspectives on the topic and present all of those perspectives in your story. Gaps in perspectives are a great way to discern where you need to do more research or what other interviews you need to conduct in order to close those gaps. In particular, it will be important to ensure you're not allowing personal beliefs or biases to impact your reporting or the reports your interviewees give you. Consider whether you or your interviewee have a political or personal motivation for slanting the truth on a certain topic. Since the goal of a journalist is to be objective, it will be extremely important for you to identify any such slants and correct them, either by doing additional research or conducting additional interviews to get different perspectives on the topic. Finally, the fourth step when investigating interviewees' statements is to be completely clear with your interviewees about your expectations of them. You want to let them know from the beginning that you expect them to tell you the truth, to act ethically, and to be open with you about their sources. You, in turn, need to maintain that openness and truthfulness with your readers so that they can trust your reporting. In that way, you'll show your readers the free flow of information that led you to your conclusions, and you'll be able to produce high quality work. Since your sources and information define the level of trust the public has in you, that means you have to show the readers they can trust you as a journalist by attributing your information constantly and hyperlinking to lots and lots of supporting evidence throughout every article. It also means you have to investigate your interviewees' statements to ensure you're reporting accurate information. If you can do that, then you can be confident that you have successfully investigated any assertions you've been given and are reporting the best story possible. It'll take practice and time, but eventually you'll get used to investigating your interviewees' statements and you'll make it an automatic part of your routine as a journalist. Thank you for listening and good luck researching your interviewees' perspectives.